I'm Leonardo da Vinci. What the heck is a Bruce Willis doing with all of my inventions? Hudson Hawk, released in 1991. I don't know what that introduction was, that cold opening. Let's try to come up with something here. And you know what? It's very similar to the cold open that we got with this movie, where we actually start with Da Vinci and all of his inventions and just how corny and cheesy that was, and then we just jump to present-day New York, so... yeah, released in 1991 and is directed by Michael Lehman, who's also behind such films like Heathers, Meet the Applegates, Airheads, The Truth About Cats and Dogs, and 40 Days and 40 Nights. And this film is starring Bruce Willis, Andie MacDowell, Richard E. Grant, Sandra Bernard, Donald Burton, James Coburn, and Danny Aiello. And whenever I hear that name, Danny Aiello, I always think of the joke from Oh Hello on Broadway with John Mulaney and Nick Kroll, and they're taking a break on stage, and they ask the stagehand to go to every Italian restaurant and bring me the most sun-faded picture of Danny Aiello. It makes me chuckle. And the reason why we're talking about Hudson Hawk today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a big contributor and supporter of this channel, Jeff Fry. Thank you very much for this recommendation. It's a character and a movie that I've never heard of before. I love Bruce Willis. I love Die Hard and all the standard things that you think about with him, but never heard about this one with Bruce Willis. And seeing the posters, seeing the thumbnail for this movie, as I clicked on it, I was thinking that this was going to be like a romantic comedy, and it turns out this is a Mission Impossible wannabe film, and it tried to be a lot of things, and I'm not sure it succeeded on all of those accounts. But thank you very much, Jeff, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like Jeff and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with Jeff Fry here. Eddie Hudson Hawk is one of the greatest cat burglars in the world, and he has just been released from prison and is being forced back into the crime life, being forced to break into a couple of museums and steal some geometric metal shapes that apparently, once combined, control all of the power in the universe to reshape everything on the planet to the evil guy's ideas of money and greed and power. Anywho, Hudson Hawk is here, Bruce Willis is here, and he looks cool doing all of the fun, slapstickiest action-adventure heist stuff that he does in this movie. And it's true, if this movie succeeds at anything, it's just showcasing Bruce Willis and how talented of an actor that he is, where he can take anything that is simple, that is not well thought out, that is pretty frickin' silly, and adding some flair to it, and adding some charisma to it, and some charm to it, to where you go, you know what, you're fun to watch on screen. I don't necessarily like what's happening, or believe everything that's happening, or maybe I wasn't anticipating it to be so slapsticky, and so Three Stooges, and several parts of this movie, but you know what, at least you're cool, Mr. Willis. And this character of Hudson Hawk, he is really cool. When he breaks into things, he times out certain sequences by singing like a Bing Crosby song, or a Frank Sinatra song. Like, he's crooning as he's breaking into places. And to me, that's cool. I don't know, just being a crooner, I guess, is so cool and doesn't take much to impress me, I guess. But overall, this story as a whole, it just didn't click with me. It didn't resonate with me. And maybe it's because I felt like there were no stakes at all at any point in this film. I knew that at every point someone was going to make it out alive, even though they were trying to convince us, oh, so-and-so is dead. Oh, the best friend is dead. Oh, that thing happened to this person. And if they were on the good side, if they were a good guy, I knew that they were going to come out well on the other side. And if I don't have that sense of wanting to make sure that these characters are okay and that they're going to be fine, when we get into the heist moments, when they're trying to get around all the lasers and all the wires and all the alarms, I'm thinking, well, everything's gonna work out in the end because everyone is just so damn good at their job that there's no stakes here. I am guessing every story beat that is going to happen before it happens, which kind of makes me feel cool about myself. Like, yeah, I was able to figure that out. Maybe I could be a Hollywood writer. But then I also realized, no, that's not good. An audience shouldn't be able to figure out what's gonna happen next. That's where the fun of going to the movies lies, is having fun along the journey and being surprised and being thrilled along the way. This movie is not thrilling. It's very predictable. It's very silly. It's very slapstick, which I know this is an action comedy, so we're supposed to have the humor within all of the action set pieces that we get in here. I absolutely understand that, but it gets to a point where it just doesn't work for me, and it becomes, oh, this should have been a silly 20-minute Saturday morning cartoon and not a full-length feature film. The Mayflowers in here are so over the top. The actors that portray them, Sandra Bernhard, Richard E. Grant, are so over the top, to the point where it's not entertaining. I just want to reach through the screen and punch them both in the face. And Andie MacDowell is a flip-flopping character that goes from being good to bad to good to bad to good again. You never know what's going to happen with her, or at least what side of the fence she's going to land on. Though I do think she is one of, like, the 90s crushes of me, so whenever seeing her on screen, I'm definitely pleased. I think she's very, very, very beautiful. But there is a sequence at the end, Jeff. I am going to call you out on recommending a movie that has some canine death in here. There's a sequence that didn't need to happen. It absolutely didn't have to happen. There was no cause for it to happen. But Hudson Hawk has a little duel with the butler with all the knives, and then we go to where this dog is threatening to bite them, and then Andie MacDowell's character is going to take him on, shoots a cannon basically at him, and then the ragdoll version of the dog goes flying out the window. Now, granted, I'm a sucker for a good ragdoll prank. I love ragdolls. Those will never not be funny to me, but it is a dog. I'm just saying, Jeff, we don't need canine violence and canine death in movies that you send over to me. I don't like watching that. Come on! In the end, I think Hudson Hawk has a couple of good things and good qualities about it, things that would make me come back for a second viewing, or at least rewatching a couple of scenes over again. But overall, as a story, it's just very silly. We open this movie up, and it's during Leonardo da Vinci's time where he's creating all of this stuff, and we have bad wigs. We can tell that there's spirit gum beards on all of these people, and it doesn't play into anything. We could have just started the movie here in present day, and they could have told us about the legend of what Da Vinci was creating, and this MacGuffin that we're going after that he created. We didn't have to go back into those times. Those silly little times to watch him do all the things. The movie just ends up being too silly for its own good. I'm going to give Hudson Hawk 2 out of 5 Blu-rays. I've had better. So guys, have you seen Hudson Hawk? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell to know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.